Steve, I know you probably mad as a motherfucker. You got that G.I. Joe hat on, that clip-on mustache.
Let's say it did happen. We're not saying it did or didn't, right? So I don't want y'all to be out here spreading rumors that we...
The most recent information on the Harvey family drama will shock you. So it appears that Marjorie, the wife of Steve Harvey, is the subject of these ludicrous rumors that are going about. She is rumored to have been involved in some cheating scandals, which has created quite a stir in their home. It seems as though she had no regard for the guy who gave her the opportunity to carry on Harvey's legacy. The actual kicker is right here. According to rumors, she will leave the marriage with a sizable portion of Steve's wealth. The stories are spreading like wildfire, and it appears that Marjorie has her own elaborate scheme. Who could have predicted how dramatically this scandal would favor the Harvey family? There are rumors circulating that Marjorie has been giving unsubtle indications about deviating from the marriage path ever since she walked down the aisle with Steve.
Let's say it did happen. We're not saying it did or didn't, right? So I don't want y'all to be out here spreading rumors that we said it.
Yeah.
We're just saying hypothetically.
Right.
If it happened, do you think Steve Harvey is fine? Or do you think he's just come to accept the fact that he's a little older, his wife did what she did, but he loves her, and he doesn't want to start over?
So the question was, do I think that Steve Harvey is fine? I'm going to say no, right? Now, I'm going to say no because I believe that Steve Harvey, the image that he's put out, is that he's poured his heart into Marjorie,
I
right?
agree. Okay.
And for her to betray him by sleeping with another man,
With Big Boom.
with Big Boom,
That's the name.
He left his ex-wife for Marjorie, and it appears that he is committed to her for the long term now. Shame on the scandal. This is already being referred to as the next major scandal of the decade. Steve is also no fool. In spite of her structure, a controversial past has drawn the curtains. In order to learn everything from the beginning to the present, let's travel in time. So prepare yourself for an interesting ride. Marjorie's first marriage occurred when she was only 18 years old and met a man who was 14 years older than her. But there's a problem. Jim was already married, but Marjorie was unaware of this at the time their scandalous passion took place.
Townsend, you do not look like what you've been through. Now, you've served over 20 years.
27.
27 years in prison. You were getting
28 really, if you count the year I did in the state when I was really coming up in the game.
because you were originally given like a life sentence.
Without the possibility of parole.
Now, you've been out for about what, 4 or 5
6 years. It was six
6
years in January.
Jim's wife was waiting in the background. In her haste and resentment, she stopped using birth control pills and became pregnant in order to force Jim to divorce his former wife, which is exactly what he did in the end. So, after dating for around 3 years, the couple wed. But the duration of their relationship, 7 years total, included almost 3 years of marriage. Despite the fact that Jim and Marjorie and drug lord Jim L. Townsend had already been charged with trying to purchase 40 kilograms of cocaine. When Jim heard from higher-ups that Marjorie was also turning into a suspect, he made a deal with the DEA and accepted the consequences. President Barack Obama pardoned him even though he was given a life sentence years later, but only had to serve 26 years since then. Otherwise, he would have been imprisoned indefinitely. Looking at Steve's animals in the meantime, he wed Marcia for the first time in 1980. After a few years, they welcomed twin girls named Carly and Brandy. When Steve tried stand-up comedy and won a $50 first-place prize, he decided to quit his job as an insurance salesman, where he was struggling to establish a reputation for himself at the time. The rocky marriage between Marcia and Steve ultimately resulted in their divorce in 1994. While his divorce from his first wife, Marcia, was still proceeding, Steve supposedly started seeing Mary Shackelford. But over time, their connection started to falter, and Mary gradually understood that Steve was not the person she had believed him to be. She heard rumors about his betrayal, which raised mistrust in her mind. She didn't mince words, accusing Steve of lying and abusing her physically and mentally. In the meantime, Steve and Marjorie first connected in 1990 while Steve was performing at a pub in Memphis, Tennessee. They later were hitched in 2007. On an episode of The Steve Harvey Show, a talk show hosted by Steve Harvey, the charming pair discussed their first meeting. Their initial connection happened right away. Eventually, after dating for a few weeks, they broke up. Soon after we started dating, I realized he was the one, but he abruptly departed. 2014 interview with Marjorie for Essence. Steve claimed he was struggling financially and had been concentrating on his career at the time. He told the magazine, A man has to know who he is, what he does, and how much he's going to make before he can be of service to a woman. Over 10 years later, in 2005, he and Marjorie reconnected, and the timing couldn't have been better. In addition to just ending his second marriage to Mary Shackelford, Steve has recently wrapped up filming for his comedy, The Steve Harvey Show. After dating Marjorie for a while, Steve cut ties with her since he was already juggling his marriage, which was becoming more dangerous as Mary Lee accused Stevie of cheating on her with Marjorie. After all the drama with Jim, Miss Fashionista Marjorie also moved on to a new partner. This time it was Jim's cousin Darnell Woods, and the two of them produced a daughter named Lori. People are astonished to find that Darnell was both Townsend's cousin and a drug dealer. But after he had already been imprisoned, Marjorie had once more finalized her divorce in 2001. However, suddenly, after years of living happily ever after, events changed. Unconfirmed rumors point to a brewing controversy involving Marjorie, who is claimed to have broken her marriage vows with Steve's personal bodyguard. Fans of the power couple, who have long admired their picture-perfect relationship and exquisite fashion choices, have been taken aback by the alleged adultery. Marjorie appears to have engaged the help of a relative's lawyer to add a twist to the story, recalling her purported prior strategies to repel Steve's ex-wife in court battles. But right now, everyone is in disbelief because of a surprising twist that has rocked the entertainment industry. Marjorie Harvey, the elegant wife of Steve Harvey, is reportedly having an inappropriate relationship with none other than Steve's personal bodyguard, William Big Boom Freeman. If you weren't aware, Radar Online's research into Freeman's past turned up some unsettling information. Freeman, who serves as Harvey's right-hand man, has been revealed to have a troubled past as a former pimp and openly admits to using women. Freeman acknowledges on his own website that he preyed on women while working as a pimp in order to feel powerful and self-assured. He claims that since then, he has changed for the better, establishing himself as a well-known speaker, author, and celebrity bodyguard. Their formerly idyllic marriage and family life have been rocked by the shocking allegations of an extramarital romance between Marjorie Harvey and the mysterious William Big Boom Freeman. Many people were taken aback by the disclosure and began to doubt the stability of the carefully crafted mixed family that Steve and Marjorie Harvey had presented to the world. With Marjorie Harvey ruling as his wife for more than 10 years, a period in his life that heatedly divided from ex-wives Mary Lee Harvey and Marcia Harvey, Steve Harvey's romantic path seems to have experienced its fair share of twists and turns. The ideal story, however, has recently been clouded by allegations of infidelity between Marjorie and none other than mysterious Big Boom, Steve's longtime bodyguard. Fans are struggling to comprehend Big Boom's significance in Steve's life, which adds to the intrigue of the plot. By convincing Steve that Marjorie was his soulmate, this person acted as a matchmaker. Big Boom plays many roles in this story's development, acting as both Steve's bodyguard and personal cook.
Funny, and I love it though. I'm a joker-did motherfucker. I joke all day. Only time I don't joke is if I'm really going through something. You know what I mean? Like if I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay this bill or I'm in front of a judge. If I ain't got none of those type of issues, I'm good to go. You know what I mean? There we go. I appreciate you guys. Listen to Nino Brown going in on Steve Harvey's wife. He said, I don't even know her name. Marjorie Harvey, Marjorie Darby, whatever. Go ahead, Nino.
Famous and goddamn Marjorie Harvey, Marjorie, whatever his name, Marjorie, Mayo, mayonnaise, whatever his name is. Steve Harvey been too goddamn busy doing family feud. That he ain't see the feud in his own goddamn family. His no good ass wife out there throwing that goddamn cougar box and his goddamn chef and his bodyguard. And Steve Harvey done caught his wife having a polygamy with.
Hold up. Now y'all heard that, right? Nino Brown said,
Oh, I find it hilarious, yet I still adore it. I love jokes, motherfucker. I laugh all day. If I'm genuinely going through something, you know what I mean, then I don't joke. If I don't have any of those kind of problems, for example, I'm good to go whether I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pay this bill or I'm in front of a judge. There we go, you know me. Thank you for listening to Nino Brown criticize Steve Harvey's wife. I don't even know a name, Marjorie Harvey, Marjorie Darby, whatever, he said. Do it now, my jaw. Hold on, did you all hear that correctly? It was spoken by Nino Brown. A video of Marjorie jokingly declaring that she would rather have a pool guy than Steve during a family squabble incident surfaced as the stories of adultery, spread like wildfire on the internet thanks to sources like GH Page. However, it appears that Steve Harvey is calling every rumor untrue. The celebrity was seen speaking on stage in front of a sizable crowd in a now viral TikTok. And she made the following comment. "Before I get started, just let me say, I'm good. Marjorie is good." Followed by applause from the spectators. "I don't know what y'all are doing, but do anything else. Lord have mercy, we're all right." "I ain't got no time for hearsay and gossip," Harvey said, adding later, "I've been blessed by God, and I'm still glowing." Even though Steve was quick to refute all those false accusations of adultery, some prominent figures in the gossip industry have entered the debate. Essie Berry, Jamal Patterson, a well-known comedian, and Tasha K have all opted to spice up the scandal. Hold onto your hats, too, because Big Boom, according to Jamil, is prepared to spill the beans and clear the air. Jamal claims that Big Boom is singing a whole different song than Steve's denial. "Steve, I realize you're likely furious as motherfucker. You're wearing a G.I. Joe cap and a clip-on mustache. Right now, you're probably enraged and hitting the air like Ricky from Boys in the Hood. In Boys in the Hood, Trey was the one punching the air. Oh yeah, Trey was inserting that. What do I need to do, Steve, man? Something exists here. Steve, you can't get furious at me while you're in the spotlight and everyone is talking about you." They contacted me on Instagram. I was unaware that Big Boom's representatives would contact me and ask me to conduct an interview with him because of the wild numbers I've been performing and because I'm a funny motherfucker. I was clueless, and Steven is a mustache golf, to be completely honest. I have no idea what Big Boom will say. He broke the news that he had been having an affair and was the one who had originally introduced Steve to Marjorie. Do you still believe that Steve only lied to prevent himself from the drama getting worse? Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to like and comments. Also subscribe our channel for more videos.